Good morning, my garden gals and pals, my YouTube friends. Welcome to March Madness. It's March 6th. Today would have been my mother's 110th birthday. And yes, she died 17 years ago almost. But she made it to 93 and 6 weeks. So, and the way she did that was with a lot of praying and one day at a time. She was a tiny little woman and she was not real healthy, but she believed in God and she believed that He would only take her when He had a really good spot for her. So I pray that she's enjoying heaven. And but I did learn some lessons from her. And one of those lessons is, take it easy, take it slow. Don't make anything a real hurry unless you're super, super sure. And so I want to show you all my plantings that I've been doing over the past week. And I got some seeds yesterday, day before. I guess that would be the 4th. And a really nice company. It's Baker Creek heirloom seeds, and they've been around for a long time, and very nice, very reasonable, as you can see. And they even sent me a package of free tomato heirloom seeds that I'm going to try. But no postage, and they came within a week, and I was pleased. And I love the way they package their pieces, because when you open it up, there's a little bit of this green stickum on it, like it's been painted on almost. And it's that kind that you can roll back, but if you don't want to and you want to reseal it, you can. The seeds aren't going to fall out. So that was a good thing to know. Anyway, I wanted to start here at the end. And these are lettuce little gems. And there, let me get that better for you. And they look like a little romaine. I mean, tiny. They look like maybe they're, 4 or 5 inches. And so I planted some of those. And they're, I think they'll make it. It says 4 to 8 hours of sun, so I can plant those in the backyard if I want. But I wanted to get them started in here. I have some old pots and an old container that I used I can carry around to either take them out of the elements or bring them out into the sun. And the second one, I'm really excited about this, because this year I'm trying all different kinds of greens. And this is a Japanese giant red, it's called, but it's a mustard. And the picture showed, a little kid with these huge leaves. But I thought, well, I could pick these early. And it says the leaves are delicious, strong, sharp, almost garlicky mustard flavor. And I thought, oh boy, I bet that would be good in a stir fry. What do you think? Let me know. So then our third one is the parsnips. Now I didn't plant any of the parsnips because it says to double dig and to make sure that you have a really deep area, because these get up to 20 inches deep. So I'll have to find a spot maybe in the backyard that I can really dig down deep and prepare an area for it. And then here are the free seeds, which I made these real cute little paper. Remember when we were kids and you'd make a paper hat or a paper airplane? Well, you can make paper little seed packets, and you just take your paper and wrap it around. It was a spray can of Pam, and the Pam has that nice, recessed bottom, so you can really, let me show you, you can really get this edge in there tight. And these will break down, but by the time they germinate in a week or so, I can just set those right out in the soil. And then also, let's see, what else do I want to show you? Okay, there's those 4. And then I did show you my marigolds that I had marigolds growing, and I over here, actually, let me just take you over, and this kind of fell over during the winter. This big marigold plant, it fell over, so when it did, the whole side started to send up shoots, and they all bloomed. And then when it did fall over, then it sent up a bunch of little seedlings. You know, they all germinated. So I've been pulling those seedlings out and have been putting those in starter pots. And I planted 36 of them out there in the coalberry swale so far. They haven't started to bloom. I just did that. But then since I had room in these little pots that I brought home last year with something in them, I started another 36. And then when they get ready and I transplant those somewhere, then I have more seeds that I've been saving. So it's a circle. You know, the circle of life. It's the circle of marigolds. And I also started a pot. I had these from last year. I got them at Lucky's. It's like going to Trader Joe's. Lucky's was that kind of a market where they're really, you know, very nouveau. Anyway, I had some seeds, tomato seeds, and these are a plum tomato. And so I'm going to try and see if I can get some plum tomatoes growing. I'm not real great at tomatoes. We seem to have leaf miner, and we have our soil, our humidity is so high, and you really have to get out here very, very early and get it moving. Otherwise, forget it. You know, it's the blossom end rot. That's, you know, what is that? Magnesium deficiency, calcium deficiency. I can't remember which. But last year I had one volunteer that actually, I had some grape tomatoes, and one of them must have gotten into my worm bin. So whenever I brought out worm castings, the worms can't eat seeds, in case you didn't know that. It just passes right through their little bodies. And so it was encased in worm poop. So the volunteer came up right over there, and I was doing several little videos on it, but I ended up getting something like 202 little grape tomatoes off this one plant, and it bloomed all summer long. So, you know, garden what you've got, and don't be deterred because you only have, you know, one bloom that you let dry. There's 50 seeds in one bloom. You can get your marigolds going. If you like tomatoes, you know, grow tomatoes. If you want to try some greens, grow some greens. It's easy to go to the grocery store and buy a sweet potato and let the sweet potato bud and let the eyes form and plant that. The sweet potato is not only edible, but so are the leaves. The leaves are delicious, and they're kind of have all the nutrients of kale or spinach. And so when you think about all the things that you can do, when you bring home your plants from, if you go to the big box stores and that's what you want to do, then save your pots. I mean, they do, you know, wash them out and save them and put them in maybe a plastic bag and stick them in a box. And so when you bring them out, all you really have to do is go buy soil. And, you know, buy a decent soil if, you know, if you feel that that's what you want to do. Some people, they don't like using Miracle-Gro potting mix because it has peat in it, or it comes from, you know, wood shavings or whatever. I personally have great luck with it, so that's what I like to use. So, garden what you've got. I just wanted to let you guys know what I'm up to. I'm planning on going in now and having a cup of strong tea. This is one of my mother's cups. She gave them to me. She gave me her whole set of dishes a couple years before she died, and wrote a little note that she hoped I would enjoy her dishes as much as she did. So I say that with fond memory. Here's to you, Mother. I hope you're up in heaven and enjoying the view down here and seeing what I'm doing. So take care, everybody. Thanks for coming to visit me. I really appreciate it. I really love it if you'd subscribe and hit the bell, and that way I will come back to you and see you more often. Take care. Bye-bye.